I want to be a tiny woman like I was in the 90s.
I'm afraid you've ratted your last tattooing.
Hello, beautifuls. Welcome back to my Chanel. And welcome to another episode of Botched.
Time for a brow lift.
A show in which has become a swift staple here on the Chanel, and everyone seems to love, including me, which is great. Isn't that nice? Making content you like doing. Oh, who could have thought of that? Thank you, algorithm. Well, my lovelies, before we get fully into it, I just want to do a little update. I'm feeling a little bit like wibbly wobbly today because yesterday I narrowly avoided. What's the phrase? I didn't actually have it, but it almost happened. Quite a severe car collision, should we say? And it kind of shook me up a little bit shook to the core wigs. So I'm a little bit like, out of it, girls. I am absolutely fine, apart from feeling a little bit like wibbly wobbly, girls. But other than that, I'm doing all right, which is nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice when you're doing okay?
Are you sure?
So, my lovelies, without any further ado, why don't we start today's video with a top comment from the last episode of Botched, girls. I still haven't yet fixed the reverb in this room. I'm sure you can probably hear it on microphone. Like a little tiny me over there screaming at the top of her lungs. And the top comment is by Madiganin Peach. And they say the fact that they couldn't ethically get through 2 surgeries, but Dr. Dubrow was on the Swan is wild. I feel like I need to go on a long walk. Me too, my loves, me too. There is something to be said about watching television shows in which doctors are doing questionably ethical things, and I think we can all agree that the entirety of The Swan was questionable and unethical. However, I am a fan of not shaming behaviour that you want to see. I know we're getting very super nanny in here today. I like the fact that Dr. Dubrow has realised that perhaps it's not a good thing to give someone 21 plastic surgeries in one go, but I also think that we can still sort of say it was bad of you to do that back in the day. But I'm glad that progression is happening and now it feels a lot more sensible, I think is the word. A sensible approach to plastic surgery. What a wacky Carol's at it again phrase. So, my lovelies, today we are watching episode 2 of season 2 of Botched, and I believe this came out in the latter half of 2014. So let's get our little 2014 wigs on, shall we, my lovelies? Sit down comfortably, grab yourself a beverage. Today it's white energy for me today from a tiny glass. Tiny women. Pop your little ochinger right into your plastic surgery hole and let's watch Botched.
I've never made any secret of the fact that I am a complete tart.
Oh, I want to be perfect, girl. I want to get going, Oh, look. Stunning women. They're also on billboards. They're out in the street. Who knows what's going to happen next? It's Botched, girly wigs.
My name is Katina. I have an alien belly.
I'm sorry, this is the fastest intro we've ever seen. Okay, hang on. Let me settle in, shall we? Because that was rather shocking and surprising. So, Katina is here for alien belly. Sorry.
My name is Katina. I have an alien belly with no belly button.
Oh my goodness.
Just out of high school, I got pregnant and I gained about...
Sorry, I have to just actually say for a moment here, that is the most dramatic entrance to an episode we've seen so far. Literally 6 seconds into the episode, we're seeing someone who's had like a severe plastic surgery case.
And I gained about 90 pounds with that pregnancy. I was 19 years old at that time. And then when I got pregnant with my son, I was about 225 pounds. I was 31 years old. I didn't know how heavy I was until my son, he was about 2 years old, and I had chest pains, and I thought I was having a heart attack. It scared me.
My goodness. Okay, so we're getting a very strong storyline already here. We've got a case of 2 pregnancies, and as we've discussed previously on the Chanel, and anyone who has the capability of getting pregnant will understand that pregnancy can be a very intense process for the body to go through, should we say. I myself have not been through it, and I physically cannot. I have had very good friends who have had children, and they have viscerally explained to me the horrors and the joys of such behaviour. That alone is like a very intense process to go through. So having to double that up, shall we say, with a weight management journey, and a weight management journey quite often by itself is a long journey to undertake, as well as then like cosmetic surgery. So I just, Katina, Goodness me.
But they never were able to tell me the cause of the chest pains. But one of the things they have you do, get on a scale. And I got on the scale, I was 279 pounds. My kids need me, so I set out to lose as much weight as I possibly could just through diet and exercise.
Okay, so longevity. A longevity weight management
plan. I lost 100 pounds and I had all this hanging skin. It was almost as bad as still having the fat on there. I would go to play tennis with my husband. I would hear this flap of skin hit down on my thighs, and I knew other people could hear it. It was really embarrassing. So I decided that I was going to reward myself with apron surgery. When I woke up out of the surgery and I looked down, and the first thing I said was, I can see my vagina, because I hadn't seen it in so long.
Vulva, girls.
Labia.
So I didn't know that that's called an apron surgery. I've never come across that before. Apron, the word apron, like an apron surgery? I don't know, do we use that word anymore? Maybe that's why I haven't heard it. Does it go by, is she by a different name now? Apron surgery. So I guess that's like, I guess the name must come from how you imagine like a cooking apron to look. Is that insensitive to say?
Yes, and also no.
About 3 days after the surgery, she removed the compression garment, and it was all red and pink. She said everything was fine, but my skin started turning purple, and it had hints of like brown underneath it.
Oh no.
When it turned black, I started researching it. That's when I found out about necrosis, which is...
There are a handful of things you don't want to have happen to you whilst recovering from surgery. Unfortunately, I think way up there is necrosis, which is tissue death. It's cellular death of whichever tissues have been involved in that surgery. So we don't want that. No.
So I asked her, I said, do I have necrosis? And she said, yeah. She cut this away, and I left that doctor's appointment with 2 holes in my stomach. They were large enough I could stick my hands in them.
Oh my
I went a whole year and a half having open wounds.
I'm sorry, I cannot believe that someone in the medical industry... I just simply cannot believe that someone in the medical industry would be like, yes, necrosis, yeah. This is so shocking. Like, I've seen cases of necrosis before, just in like, I was going to say in my private life, like I sit and look at it online, but no, like I've researched surgery, I've researched what can go wrong with surgery, so I've seen plenty of cases of necrosis. But to actually see like 2 large, like fist-sized wounds, no, this is negligence, girl.
I went a whole year and a half having open wounds, no pool, no taking a bath, no jacuzzi. Now I'm finally closed up, but I don't look normal. I love you.
Love you too.
What a strange,
My husband.
I mean, the human body is bizarre, even without the complication of surgery. I've never seen like a healing shape like that before.
My husband, Dave, helped me through so much. He was the one who cleaned out my wounds. He was really my rock.
Oh my God.
And there's no way I would have made it through this without him.
Just don't want anything happening to you.
I don't want anything happening to me.
It was tough and it was hard on me. And it was very stressful, but...
Isn't it nice? Nice for a change to see like devoted husband in love. Isn't that nice? Instead of like, oh, well, you're wrong, so bye, girl. Which we seem to see a lot of the time, thinking especially of like, don't tell the bride. And also we saw in The Swan and Bridal Plastic Girls. Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice when people are nice? My goodness.
Very stressful, but she's my wife. I love her. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure she's okay.
It doesn't feel like I've completed what I set out to complete. I worked really hard losing that weight, and I want my reward. I want to be able to put on a swimsuit and have everybody see all the hard work that I've put in. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking to be normal.
Oh, okay. So I know that's a very emotional statement to say, but that is quite possibly a very healthy way to approach plastic surgery. I'm not looking for perfection. That is so key to almost like mentally preparing yourself for anything that might happen. Because unfortunately, we do see things like plastic surgery addiction on this channel. We've seen it multiple different times, even in this series itself, where that need for perfection almost lends itself into taking riskier and riskier decisions. So I think that's actually a really healthy relationship with the concept of plastic surgery. Which, my goodness, we need more of that, please. Yes. She does have a bump in. Oh. Do. Heels across the road. She's on the go to the doctor.
As a matter of fact, when I was with the kids, they ran into somebody that had a pet micro pig. Like about that big. And so I'm thinking of getting a pig.
A pig?
What?
A micro pig. Is there such thing as a micro pig?
So if I actually get a date and I want to have dinner with you and Heather,
yeah,
will you blow me off as usual? Because every time I call you to go out, you're never available for me.
That's because you call me half an hour before you're ready to go out. You go, I'm here, I'm in town, oh, let's go out.
All right, getting serious now.
Yeah.
I mean, clocked the tea. I have a friend who is like, hello, I'm here in an hour. Do you have a spare 3 days? I'm like, I'm really sorry. No.
I know I always say this.
Yes, this is one of the hardest.
This is maybe the hardest case for me to date.
Okay,
this is a patient named
yeah, I
Katina.
mean, like, that's
she
the
had
point
a
of the
tummy
show,
tuck
isn't it? Difficult case.
That went
difficult,
very wrong.
lemon, difficult.
Have a look at this.
Right.
Oh my God, that looks like testicles.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is just really distorted pubic area, but look.
How are you gonna do this? Can you undermine? Oh,
I know.
When I look at
you
these
know
photos,
it's serious when
I just say,
doctors
oh
are
my
like,
God, how did this happen? This is horrible.
Can I just say, the lighting in this scene and the
This happened?
The lighting in this scene and the backdrop and all the bouquet on the ivy and sugar tub arrangement in the background, it's really nice. Isn't it nice? I like it. Budget girls. Oh, it's really pretty. I like it. Whoever set this scene, gold star, girl.
This is horrible. This is probably one of the hardest things I've seen that you've done.
Thank you. This is hard.
Hi.
Well, I'm here to see the doctors.
Is it good to constantly be told you're
I'm
difficult,
nervous that the
difficult, lemon
doctors
difficult?
are
Or do you
going
want
to
some
turn me away
positivity?
because of how extensive my holes were and how much work it's going to be if they can't even fix me.
I'm sorry, but I've never once heard in my life the sentence, how extensive my holes were.
We have been reviewing your records and we've looked at some of your pictures, and I must say this is a little intimidating even for us. So we want to hear a little bit about how you arrived here and to help us figure out how to fix this and even if we can fix this.
Right.
Okay, so I lost about 100 pounds.
Wow.
And
On your own,
on my own.
No
exercise.
gastric
The
bypass.
old-fashioned way.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned
Typically,
way,
a
the
patient
tried
who
and
has
true.
lost over 100 pounds has had to have some surgical help or some pharmaceutical help. It's amazing that Katina did the old-fashioned way, diet and exercise.
Yes.
The weight had already taken a toll on my body. I had carried it for so long. So we went into a couple of consultations about apron surgery.
When you lose a lot of weight, all of the fat in your abdomen is gone, but the skin is still there and it's stretched out. So it forms an apron overlying your pubic area.
Oh, so that's why
apron
it's
surgery
called apron
essentially
surgery.
means you just make an incision all the way across your abdomen, you lift up the apron, pull it down, and cut it off.
We did the surgery, and I went in for my post-op appointment.
How long after?
It's about 3 days.
It was, yeah, she went in on a Friday and we went in Monday.
So they sent you home after a big tummy tuck like that?
Yes.
Not to a nursing facility?
No.
And they didn't see you the next day.
Didn't see you the next day?
No.
Okay.
I kept going back in for regular post-op appointments, and it started getting purple, and then it started getting...
Surely that should be an overnight procedure at least. That can't be like, come on, girl, come in and then off you pop. See you later. Although this is in America, isn't it? And I realise that there have been lots of conversations around health insurance recently, obviously, because of what's just happened. And I did read something that certain insurers aren't covering like overnight stays or even anaesthetic. That is wild. Absolutely beyond acceptable. So I imagine that must have still been the case 10 years ago.
And then it started getting black. Yeah.
The
So
rainbow you
Katina
don't ever
had
want to see.
one of the most feared complications of plastic surgery, and that is flesh-eating disease. It's just like a zombie's been munching on her.
What would you like in terms of a result?
I'd love a cute little belly button and have that fupa area. I'd like that to...
FUPA, do you know what that is?
Do you know what fupa is?
Fupa.
Do you know what that is?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Oh, no.
It's that
Upper pubic area.
Oh.
That's not the way it's
Of course you would know that.
That's
Well, I've not heard it described as the fatty upper pubic area. The P in the version that I've heard is...
Pussy.
Pussy. Pussy.
That's the censored version.
I know it as a fat upper area.
Now, I'm always asked before a case like this, on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult is this? You know, this is a 9, because this can happen again. You can have tissue loss, get an infection, and it could be made worse. So
that is the thing.
No promises right now.
Surgery.
Let's go take a look and figure out what's possible.
Especially now that we're in an era where even antibiotic-resistant bacterial strains exist. So we're having to use more extensive antibiotics than we used to, which is a wild thing that we're going to see on the horizon a lot more than we do right now. So I think in the future we might even see scenarios happen in which there is no elective surgery because of how dire the antibiotic situation is. I don't think we're there yet, luckily. But it's one of those things where it's like, the systems of collapse are in motion, so we do have to, at some point, have these conversations.
It's very scary. I don't want to live like this the rest of my life.
No.
Dr. Dubrow is my only hope.
Exactly.
We have
I wish they
to
named and
carefully
shamed
look
these
at how
previous
much is the
doctors.
skin loosened up after
wish
all
they
this
could.
contraction of skin, right?
Right.
That will help
stitch?
determine whether we can release
What's the
things and still
stitch?
bring the other surrounding tissue in to cover the opening of the defect that we made.
Okay.
This is the big question mark. So stand up and let's see what this looks like.
That is
So,
unusual.
It is really tight here, but this tissue looks okay. Can we achieve this? Can we make this incision, let this drop back down, lift up this skin, and try to give you a normal abdominal contour?
She's
and
the
then,
first
of course,
lady
make
of the
you a belly
episode, so
button,
I'm
but the
hoping
belly
that they
button
can
will
actually do
need to be
something.
made in this area. I'm willing to tackle this case with you just as long as you really understand that this is very high risk and this may end up being a long recovery process with a wound problem. Are you sure you want to risk this? You sure you want to go through this journey?
I'm nervous, but also over the moon that he's going to do the surgery. I look forward to feeling comfortable in a bikini and going to the beach with my kids.
I feel like although we've seen this in like a televised setting, that kind of does drive home how important the decision to go under cosmetic surgery, go under anesthetic to have something corrected is. Like nearly all of the surgeries that we see on this show are revisions in some way or another. And revisions are generally regarded as more complicated than like first attempts or first tries, first rounds, if you know what I mean. I am really, really glad that he took that moment to be like, are you genuinely sure that you want to undertake this? Because we've seen in so many situations, they're just like,
now you just pop on your lunch break, girl, come out with giant triple J's.
Big titty lady videos on the internet. That's not the reality of plastic surgery. There is also an element though of like, don't necessarily put the fear of God into people whilst also trying to let them know the severity of the situation. I didn't get a fear-mongering aspect from that conversation though, but I feel like those conversations can quite easily turn into a bit fear-mongery. I don't know. I think it was very professional, even though it's like a televised reality TV scenario there. Let me know what you think in the comments below, girlie.
Comfortable in a bikini and going to the beach with my kids. I'm ready. I'm ready to be healing from this surgery.
I think we can do something good. I do.
Okay. So positive,
let's
but
this together,
asterisks
okay?
of like, we're going to do our best.
Nice to meet you too.
Again, though, not chasing perfection, which is the whole point, isn't
My
it,
name is
girls?
Rodrigo. I'm 31. I'm from Brazil, but I live in London.
Oh, look who it isn't, girls. So this is the human Ken doll. No stranger to drama or finding themselves in hot water. She is now known as Jessica Alves.
Hi guys, I'm back, and this time I'm ready to go on a date as a woman.
Having undergone transition surgeries and is now, she just comes up on Instagram all the time. She also tried to sell some NFTs during that entire, should we say, financially dubious area. And they didn't sell. And there is also large question marks about the authenticity of her followers across her social media platforms. So, speculation, girly wigs, speculation. So she's a woman on the go.
People say that I'm very good looking. People say that I'm very striking. People say that I'm exotic.
Striking,
People say that I look like a freak. But I'm much more of a happy man thanks to cosmetic surgery. And I'm just like a Peter Pan. And I'd like to be like this forever if I can. Always looking ageless. And that's my aim. Oh yeah, my Louboutins, my dancing shoes for tonight. I'm a transatlantic flight attendant. I do have an amazing lifestyle. I travel the globe. I live in London. I shop in Dubai. I sunbathe in Miami. I dine in LA.
Wait a second. Transatlantic flight attendant. I had no idea that she did all that at that point. Transatlantic flight attendant.
I buy my collagen products in Hong Kong. I love going to India.
So she's a woman of the world. Woman on the go.
I really don't take this for granted.
Where's she been? Nobody knows.
When I was a child growing up in Brazil, I was fat, I was ugly, and I was misshaved. I wasn't happy at all. I knew that cosmetic surgery was available, but I was far too young. When I moved to England at the age of 20 years old, I found myself surrounded by beautiful people.
What's going on here then?
And people buy what is beautiful. But I wasn't beautiful, and that has to do something about it. Then my first surgery was a rhinoplasty, a nose job. Once I started to change myself throughout cosmetic surgery, I started to become a much better person. People wanted me because I was happier. I was
I don't know. I don't know if that is... I mean, English isn't Rodrigo at this point's first language, but I do find the idea that you become a better person with plastic surgery to be a kind of problematic phrasing. It might be one of those things where it's not necessarily the best choice of words to make in a second or third language, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about plastic surgery makes me a better person. I'm not sure about that. It can make you happier, it can make you more confident, and that in itself can bring like self-esteem, and other people want to gravitate towards you if you have like self-esteem and you become a lot more comfortable with yourself and you become a bit more like fun, friendly, fierce, fresh and fanny. But better person is a little bit of like a, I don't know, it almost infers that like good looking people are better people by definition, and that's not true in the slightest. Some of the most gorgeous people in the world are filled with rot.
People wanted me because I was happier, I was confident. And then I just carry on. In home.
Oh, she's a woman in the magazine.
Jawline reconstructed, 3 nose jobs. I have permanent fillers on my chin, in my cheeks to give more of a chiseled look, in my nasal fold and in my lips as well. Stem cells hair growth treatment, silicone implants in my chest. I have had 4
stem cell hair growth treatment. I want stem cell hair growth treatment. I want to know what that is. Stem cell hair growth treatment. I haven't been hearing a lot about stem cells recently. Are we still doing all that? No. Is that still happening? I feel like it should do, but also like, especially with lots of questions around healthcare and access to specific kinds of healthcare, especially in America right now, are people kind of, are we shying away from stem cell research? Is that happening?
In my chest, I have had 4 liposuctions. I have the most perfect six-pack, and then I had my calf reshaped. I think that to date, I must have spent nearly $200,000.
This is a lot of work.
I'm dying to have another rhinoplasty because I had the fillers, the bridge of my nose. So now my nose is totally out of shape. The tip of my nose is far too thick, and the bridge of my nose is far too low. So my nose has to be fixed. Basically, I was botched on the nose. I would like to have a thin little tip, like a thin, symmetric, delicate nose, and that's what I want.
There is a fly in this place, and she must leave me alone.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! I have to go.
I am going to say there is something about the quest for perfection of a nose that can really easily become like uncanny valley territory for plastic surgery. If you look at Jessica Alves nowadays, her nose is in a very problematic position. It does give her extended healthcare issues. And one might in fact say that Jessica Alves is in fact a plastic surgery addict. Speculation, my love, speculation. But too many times under the knife, can cause its own set of issues. And when it comes to the world of doing too many plastic surgeries, I feel like if you go to a doctor and they say, no, we're not having that, we're not doing that, no. If you do, you'll create complications. I feel like that sometimes makes people think,
well, I'll just go to somebody else who will do it for me then.
And then the standards of care start slipping until you end up with complications.
I just want to be the best that my body can allow me to be.
Oh, I don't necessarily know if that's always through plastic surgery, but coming up, girls, piss!
I'm Nicole Eggert.
Hello, Nicole.
From Charles in Charge or bouncing around the beach in my red bathing suit on Baywatch.
She was on Baywatch. Oh, dear.
On the beach in my red bathing...
Her belly button here looks a little bit like a penis.
Suit on Baywatch. I am here to get these girls taken back down to Baywatch size.
Oh!
If I had to run in that bathing suit on the beach right now with these boobs, yeah, they would be hitting me in the face.
Big bouncy, big titty lady videos on the internet.
And I always wore bikinis.
I can't believe the production was like, why don't you go in the bathroom and just jiggle for us?
And in a bikini, it doesn't matter. You can have the really tiny boobs and it looks cute. But working on Baywatch definitely gave me boob envy. It made me boob aware. All these women out there with these huge boobs, and I was like, this is embarrassing. I was just natural and I was an A.
I want to say, I feel like the 90s was very boob heavy, wasn't it? It was very the BBL is the thing that was a couple of years ago now. I feel like the 90s and the early 2000s was all booby, titty, boob.
Hold on to your titties.
In that one piece, it flattens you out even more. And I was just dreading it every day, going to work and having the pancake chest.
Oh,
so I went and got an
job.
augmentation, kept those for 20-something years.
Gosh.
They were great. I loved them, but it was just time to replace them.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted size B boobs, but the doctor who performed the surgery took his own creative control.
Do you know?
And when I woke up, I had triple D boobs.
Oh. I am finding it more and more ludicrous that we see these patients go in for breast enlargement surgery and the doctor's just
other fucking 17-kilo breast girl.
And so I guess I never have asked, what do you want for your life after this waitress? Do you want to be big star just like me, special guy?
It's just what are these doctors doing? What is it? What is it?
How fucking dare you
take away the consent of someone who has trusted you? What is that? Vulgar, vile behavior. I hate it so much, girly wigs.
I had triple D boobs. I was horrified.
I'm not surprised.
I am so ashamed, and it is so hard to admit, but I have had 5 boob jobs. Spent well over $30,000. And only had one set that I really liked a lot. Everything else has been trying to fix it. Can we kiss?
Gosh, that's the thing, isn't it? It's trying to... It costs money to fix
I'm the mother
problems.
of 2 girls. One of them is 16, and I think I was 25 when I had her. And
should be
I have a 3-year-old.
now.
I'm
should be 13. Oh,
and I was 39 when I had her. I am a full-time, 100% mom of both of them. So having these huge double D boobs, they just really get in the way. My shirts pop open all the time. I was at a kid's birthday party. I looked down and my entire dress was wide open. I was like, I've had it.
Not boobs
I've had it with these boobs.
I've had it with these snakes on these boobs.
And fit into my wardrobe.
Oh, that's
and I
nice.
refuse to buy anything bigger because I want to get back into my clothes. I want to be back in the size small all over.
Why don't you try on this lovely cashmere V-neck jumper?
Gone.
Right, here we go, girls. Hollywood and Vine. Oh, not a thong. And another thong. Tiny. Right,
when you were growing up, who was your celebrity crush?
Bo Derek was one.
Okay.
Kelly LeBrock back in the old days. Why?
Our next patient is a celebrity and a former patient of mine.
Names.
What's her name?
I guess not.
Her name's Nicole Eggert. She was on Baywatch.
Bay.
She was on Charles in Charge. She was
Charles in Charge of your wig. I've never actually seen that, but I know
I'm significantly older than Nicole Eggert. When she was on Baywatch, I was a single guy. I was a big fan. That's what's going on now. Her breasts are very droopy and very large. I offered her previously to downsize her and lift her, and she elected to stay the same size and not have the lift. And that has led to the drooping over the number of years and stretched out her skin and giving her some shape issues. Let's see where she's at.
So
Let's see what's going on in her head.
As a shape issue, boobies.
Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Doing well.
Lovely royal blue.
This is my second go with Dr. Dubrow. The first time,
she's been at the
he wanted to do a lift, but I kind of thought that maybe I was like too young. I don't know who I was kidding, and that maybe I shouldn't have that kind of scarring yet. So he did what he could without doing a lift.
Oh, I see.
So it's been a while.
She's seen him before.
You've had a number of breast surgeries in the past, right?
Yes, about 4 years ago, because I'd had a little bit of hairline stretch marks from breastfeeding from my first daughter. He said, what would you think about going like a little bit bigger? I said, listen, if a little bit bigger makes the stretch marks, you know, look better, okay, but I can't get up to like a C again because I've already been there, like absolutely not, can't do it. And when I woke up, they were almost a triple D.
Oh, yeah. How did that communication malfunction there?
He thought it looked better with my figure because I'm a little curvier.
And then you came to me and we downsized, but we talked about doing a lift.
Right.
Which you weren't really ready.
Right, I wasn't ready for the lift.
Obviously now you're ready to have a lift with some scars.
Yeah. I'm not extremely worried about the scarring. I would much rather have easier everyday life and be able to wear clothes properly and carry my babies properly and do my work and work out. Times have changed. I'm a mom with like a 3-year-old at my hip, and there are certainly no roles where I'll be ripping my shirt off.
She sounds like she's really oh, that's very unflattering. That's a bit more flattering right there. It sounds like she's had this kind of like thought in her head where she's like, well, my life is different now. I'm a little bit older. The priorities have shifted, which is a really sensible way to approach this kind of a situation, I think. When you see people that want to constantly get plastic surgery to resemble how they were when they were like, I don't know, let's say a young adult, and they are older, should we say, like more mature, older, there's an element of that disconnect of like almost delusion in a way, because you can't actually reverse your age. You can only make things look tighter, smoother, more like aesthetically pleasing, if you like, for your age. Actually getting Botox, for example, doesn't reverse your age. It just makes the skin smoother and then you look like a person your age with Botox. Earlier in the episode, we saw Jessica Rodrigo say, I just want to look like this forever. It is it's a pipe dream, because that leads itself to thinking, oh my God, I've got this wrinkle here. This needs to go. Like, oh, we need 7 facelifts, 8 brow lifts. And it's just like, you're forever chasing this idea of perfection, which can't ever be achieved because there's no such thing, girly wigs, no such thing. And it will forever lead to almost like waves of emotion where you're kind of like, oh, I'm really happy with this. Oh, but actually, now that I think about it more, maybe I should have done another one. Maybe I should go for more. They're not healthy places to be in, my loves.
I would be so much happier with a couple scars and just have a better life with them.
So what's your ideal size?
She sounds really
I would like to be a B.
A B?
I would like to be a B.
Buzzy
That's
B,
a problem, because if you go too small, her breast width won't match her breast projection, and she'll just look very flat. It's all about proportion. And I think a B is going to be really small on you. I mean, you're not big, but your bones aren't as. Nicole wants to get her Baywatch body back with that really thin back and skinny body, but she's carrying a little excess weight, so her back dimensions are a lot wider. She's carrying more fat. Got to find the best balance that works. So let's
go have a look. About this.
Yeah.
Okay. She seems a little bit like, oh, am I going to have to be at the whim of this doctor now? That's the kind of vibe I got there. Oh, I hope that something positive comes out of this, because I did sing Dr. Dubrow's praises earlier, but for some reason, when it comes to breasts, Dr. Dubrow is like,
hello, yeah, massive titties.
And I don't know why. I mean, obviously, like, he would, I'm sure, confess that he is, in fact, a man, and men do that. But I just kind of feel like, is that right? Is that right? Is that right?
Sure you want to look at him?
Yeah. I think Nicole is an actress. She's used to being a star. I just hope her expectations aren't too high. I can almost get my hand around your entire breast mound, which means you really aren't a double D? Because my left hand is the perfect full C. How do I know that?
I just love that. It was a great little.
What can I say? I was single till I was 40. I've held a lot of boobs in my lifetime.
Okay.
It's something I definitely want done if it's done right, but I've had such bad luck that I'm, scared to death to make it worse. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, so we've got 3 separate situations in this episode. I wonder what we're going to see, girls. Tea, girls. All right, here we go. Right, so, Katina's surgery day. Right.
Hi, good morning. Hi.
This is the
for surgery with Dr.
quote-unquote most shocking story in this. I can't believe they've put alien belly. That's such a, you could be a bit nicer with your wording, couldn't you? You could be like, tummy revision. I guess the show is called Botched, girl.
Forward to the surgery, but I'm just a little bit nervous because of what has happened in the past. It's more of a thought in the back of my mind, forefront of my mind, is that this surgery will give me my confidence back when I'm in a bathing suit.
There are many, many parts to
well,
this
that would
operation.
be nice, wouldn't it? I feel like that's
obviously I want to give you some form of a belly button.
If you're I've never had skin removal to this extent before. I've probably had the tiniest piece of skin removed from my head when I had my surgery. And I know that my nerves felt really strange across my forehead for well over a year, really. Even now, there's still a little bit it's not quite what it was before surgery, if that makes sense. So I wonder how it feels to have someone draw on your tummy, here. If you've had parts removed and moved up and moved down, if you touch here, does it feel like you're touching here or does it feel like you're touching lower or higher? Oh, yeah, nerves. The science of nerves.
Form of a belly button.
I didn't get much sleep last night. It's a big surgery, so I'm a little scared.
We're also giving you a belly button.
I want her to feel like she's normal.
All right, my man.
Right,
we're gonna make this work.
Surgery gowns are so and here I am, a demigod.
Bring the drugs.
Please be nice.
To give Katina the normal abdominal area she has asked for, I will first do some light liposuction on her sides.
Okay.
Next, I will make an incision across her abdomen to recreate the original defect. Then I'll tighten her abdominal wall to give laxity in the skin, remove the damaged tissue, and finally create from scratch the belly button she is hoping for.
Okay.
Here she weighed 300 pounds at one point. So we have to elevate up the skin and put everything back where it belongs to see how much of a defect we actually really have.
Right, okay, we've got very sensible surgery scenes so far. Nothing
Katina's
quite
abdominal
too
wall
much.
looks like a bomb has gone off.
Okay, that was a bit unnecessary. Her abdominal wall looks like a bomb has gone off. Think that much. I'm not a doctor of language, but I feel like there could have been nicer words there.
And that's due to all of the previous infection and skin and soft tissue death and surgical excision of that was required.
Yes.
She lost
the music is
all of the skin from her belly button down to her pubis. So all of this skin she lost, she died, and she healed it by closing everything in and scarring up. This is the hole that I have to find a way to fill with tissue from the surrounding areas.
I am not jealous of doing that. I feel like that is quite
and the hits just keep on coming. There's this milky white substance in it. I run into is this big bag of what looks like liquid cheese, which could be old infection, and if that's the case, it's going to infect the entire operation. I need to culture this. I don't know what the heck this is, and I am freaking out. Did I just get into one of her organs? We have a nurse?
No, surely not. Oh gosh, drama girls! Well, obviously, I hope that she obviously turns out okay, because I don't feel like they would air it if anything really quite horrendously heinous happened. I would like to be perfect. No, they're boring, they're dull.
Wait a minute. This isn't bile. This isn't intestinal contents. This isn't stuff from the stomach or the esophagus. I think the diagnosis is belly button cheese. I've never been so happy to see belly button cheese in my entire life. Hallelujah! What are we gonna find next? Jimmy Hoffa in here?
What a horrendous phrase to hear. And it has taken me instantly back to a scenario in which, if you've ever watched the show Embarrassing Bodies, and there was a gentleman on there who didn't realise that he had to wash his genitals, and they very explicitly showed some body cheese, and it took me to a place, and I was like, this is the foulest thing I've ever seen. And that, for some reason, this scenario also shot me right back to witnessing that. And now it's on my channel forever.
Oh, that's marvelous.
Lovely.
I cut around the left, I cut around the right, and lo and behold, the belly button stock. Oh! We have found a remnant of her old belly button. Can we use it? I'm sure as hell gonna try. This operation has just gotten better. I hate to use a word from the 70s, but this is bitchin'. I've got a belly button, I'm flattening the abdomen, I'm able to move some skin down. This may actually work.
Okay.
We did everything we came to do, right? We removed the bad skin.
There is something about,
we recreated the defect.
The incisions, that when they're fresh, they look very intense.
I don't want a good mouth Katina surgery, but it isn't just a home run. It's an absolute grand slam. I killed it. I just need that skin to stay alive now. I think we nailed this.
Well, we don't know yet, do we, girly wig? Humble, lovely. She's so humble.
I'm a very expensive man, so
hello.
I'll never let
in
myself
your little pussy shorts.
I'm always under maintenance. Every day I do the blue light. The blue light kills the bacteria that triggers blackheads and whiteheads.
Is that
the
true,
red
though?
Light, it is to accelerate the production of natural collagens. I do my laser hair comb. I do my teeth whitening as well. I'm always looking for the latest procedure. I'm always the first in the line for everything. So give me.
That's not always a positive
I just
thing
don't
to
have time.
But I guess, as I always say,
I invested in this amazing compact EMS electrode machine that I apply on my legs in order to exercise the muscle. So I have nice, firm legs. It's not the most comfortable thing. It can be painful. I don't do the EMS electrodes on my upper body because of all my silicone implants. I think that maybe it can be dangerous after working out.
I do feel it is quite bizarre to suggest that having an electromagnetic stimulation situation is in any way, shape or form the same as working out. So after working out, I have a bath. No, I don't think. No. Electromagnetic stimulation has its place in the world, but it is not the same as actually breaking down the muscle to build it up again. It's not the same. And remember, muscles are built at rest.
After working
Milky.
out, I treat myself to my bath. My bath, it is with roses and milk and coconut. It is great. It's amazing. I learned it when I was in India.
Oh, this is a bit
it's very good
erotic,
for your
isn't
skin.
it?
Makes your skin nice and smooth, makes it glow. Life is to be lived, and that's what I do daily basis.
Oh, that's a bit... I wonder if the cameraman was like, am I a pervert, lol?
I don't know if you're a detective or a pervert.
Well, that was something, wasn't it? Right.
Hi, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good, how are you? Good. Didn't sign up for us?
Nice,
Today's the day. I'm extremely
There's something
nervous.
so lovely about like nurses and receptionists when they're all like really soft and lovely and approachable. I'm just like, oh, yes, it's a big deal, isn't it? GP nurses in the UK.
No, we don't have any appointments and you have to die.
A very different vibe, shall we say, very different.
Cole, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how
As
are
they
you?
used to say back in the day,
I'm nervous.
shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Of course you're nervous.
Call that.
It's surgery. This is my second surgery with Nicole, so I'm looking forward to doing what I wanted to sort of do the first time we were going to work together. We're going to downsize
yes,
you
of course.
and lift you.
This is going to be a
How much are we
breast lift.
downsizing you?
I would like to be a B. It's kind of my magic number.
So she really wants to be
were a
B.
number.
If B wasn't that number.
Sorry. So let's find that happy medium. I mean, if I have to go in the C range. What? Tell me.
She doesn't want it. She doesn't want it. Stop telling her to go to a busy. She doesn't want it. She doesn't want it.
What? Tell me. Talk to me.
Because I'm just afraid of going through this and then still having huge boobs and then scars on top of it.
Nicole's case, she wants her old skinnier body breasts back. but she now has a much wider back. I have to make sure I manage her expectations. A little B breast with, you know, a nice shape is like this. You are now this wide.
Right.
So if I make this breast a B, it's like that. It's just that I can't change where it starts and where it ends. Does that make sense?
Cut them off.
No.
Can we just take them off completely?
There you go. She doesn't want them.
At this point, I just want to be happy and healthy. So I have all my faith in Dr. Dubrow. So just in bed,
I don't know about this fun girly wigs. I'm not sure. I'm not
On a scale
sold.
of 1 to 10, technically this is probably a 4 out of 10. But in terms of expectations, this is probably a 9 out of 10. She expects this to be very different. I hope she doesn't expect to have her old body back, because the only way to get that is in the gym. For Nicole's surgery,
Why does he keep saying that? I've not heard her be like, I want to be a tiny woman like I was in the 90s.
I'm afraid you've ratted your last tattooing.
I've not heard her say that once. Have we heard her say that? Unless production have come in and been like, we'll cut those bits out. They don't really work for the storyline. We cut them out. Cut them out. Editing floor, girl.
For Nicole's surgery, I'm going to remove her old implants and replace them with the smallest implants possible to keep some upper fullness. Then, in order to reduce her chest diameter, I'll perform some micro-liposuction on her sides.
Oh.
Lastly, I'm going to lift her breasts to give her that tight and perky look she desires.
Okay.
First thing we'll do is
Tight
make an
and perky.
incision.
Oh. The elusive
Take
twins.
the old implants out and assess the pocket.
Right, yes, okay. Right. So,
These are super tiny implants.
They are small.
Basically, her entire breast size is her breast. Even if I reduce her implants significantly, she still has so much breast tissue. I have to find a way of manipulating her own breast tissue, reducing it to get her the size that she wants. But that risks the blood supply to the nipples, so I'm concerned. She has such a wide breast. If I shrink her down too much, she's gonna have a couple of pancakes. Key to this operation is the lift and the suctioning on the side to reduce the sides of the breasts. Why don't we suction 50 cc's from both sides?
Interesting. So this is a...
Okay, can you
why does this audio sound like Resident Evil?
It's like this, a dance, okay?
A
you
dance?
You sort of take a look and then you dunk them down. It's like the cha-cha. Better. The 17th time, let's sit her up and make sure it's perfect.
Is it really like the
Each time
cha-cha?
you bring them back up, you're hoping it looks a little
I'm not sure about
bit
all
better.
that.
Okay, they're definitely smaller. They're kind of a B cup. They're pretty though. They're lifted. They're symmetrical. She should be in love with this result. I think I've achieved the exact size that she wants. So right now, I'm really happy.
He's a bit wacky Carol's at it again, isn't he? But if he does get the results, like, that is kind of the point. But also, a lot of the issues that he ran into there during that surgery were things that are unexpected. And it's so hard to sort of, like, come out with a judgment about things that are just, like, entirely unexpected, because you always have to just, like, do your best. And this lends itself again to that conversation around there's no such thing as perfection. Oh, here we go. Hello. Good morning.
Hi, good afternoon. I have an appointment this morning with Dr. Naziv and Dr. Dubrow.
Okay, go ahead and sign in and I'll let them know that you're here.
Sure, thank you very much. I came all this way and hopefully Dr. Naziv and Dr. Dubrow, they will be able to help me to achieve my perfect look.
So this is
First
the
of all, welcome. How did you
job?
find us?
You are the best that you can possibly get nowadays, and I'm very concerned about the shape of my nose. I have had 3 rhinoplasty. In between, I had a fillers, permanent fillers in my nose bridge.
You didn't have that in this country?
No, it was done in Brazil.
What else have you had done besides your
There is
nose?
something like permanent fillers. As much as they sound like amazing, girl, you run the risk of eventually like your face changing over time and those fillers moving or not being desirable anymore or not really in the zeitgeist, especially if your goal is to achieve perfection. The idea that using permanent fillers doesn't really lend itself to that because your face changes over time. And we're already starting to learn that even hyaluronic acid fillers aren't as temporary as initially thought.
What else have you had done besides your nose?
Well, 4 lipos, 2 of these lipos was to design a 6-pack.
Right.
So where it's dented, it was zero. It was sucked to 0% fat.
Right.
It's extreme.
Right. We call that abdominal etching. Rodrigo looks like the Ponce de Leon of plastic surgery, right? He gets on his ship and he's going to go on a plastic surgery adventure and let the wind blow him where it will. Do you feel that your nose has been botched? that you've had bad surgery?
Yeah, absolutely. The tip is shaved off, I believe. What I wanted was this symmetric, little, thin, delicate nose, and that's what I was dreaming for. And no one has ever been able to provide me with that. And after having so much rhinoplasty nose job, I would expect that my nose, one would expect that my nose would look so much better than what it does right now.
My question to you is, has that changed your mind all about having more injectables in your body and more surgeries, anything else like that?
No, but cosmetic surgery made it the man that I am today. I'm the fruit of my imagination. I'm everything that I have always wanted to be in my life. I love myself today, and by loving myself, I'm a much more confident man. And then I'm able to portray that to people around me.
Rodrigo is willing to go on a number of surgical adventures to obtain the result he wants. Unfortunately, a lot of them may turn into misadventures and turn into a huge problem.
Our step now, let's go to the exam room. I want to actually look inside your nose, feel your nose, touch it, then let's go from there.
Okay, right, goodness.
Let's do it.
What's gonna happen next, girly wigs? I have a feeling they might turn down the surgery here. Not sure, don't know.
So we want to look at everything you've had. And so these are pec implants.
They are pec implants, yeah.
And where were the incisions?
Incisions under the arm.
Armpits, okay.
Armpits, yeah. Like that, yeah.
What is amazing, though, is that you don't work out. You're not in classic good physical shape, right?
That's
Yet
right.
you have the abs of someone.
I know.
This can go very badly. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, this is so good.
I think that was the best thing that I have ever done, cosmetically speaking.
Good, let's go ahead and put that on. Let me take a peek at your nose here.
That ab etching really worked on him. Maybe for Paul, since that sort of diet and exercise thing isn't working, he can go to some faraway country and have that done too. Not a bad idea, maybe.
What do you think of my facial fillers? Do you disagree?
I think they were done expertly and in the manner which you like, right?
I mean, for you, it's what you like.
Yeah, it's what you like.
Let's just talk about the upper part of your nose. So the bridge of your nose has been overdone.
Okay.
It's asymmetric. They took too much of the hump down. Okay. The bones were not broken evenly. And you actually caved in a little bit on your right side.
Oh,
now
so
let's go to the problem part.
Botched.
Yes. Your skin is extremely thick. So for me to do your nose properly, ear cartilage is too soft. I would have to take a piece of rib. And with the way you've done all this work, you'd have a scar, a big scar right on the chest.
Pack.
Well, a little bit higher, but yes.
No, you don't touch it. I paid a lot of money for this.
Right?
This was the best investment of my life.
You would think a guy who would allow a tremendous amount of filler to be injected in his face would allow a little scar to be put on his chest to improve his nose, but no. Things that make you go,
If at some point another solution come up, if there is a pretty cadaver that you can find here in Beverly Hills that would donate its rib, then I would consider it, but not today.
Got it.
Right.
I still have a list of things that I still like to get done. I'm just gonna carry on my research and try to find the best doctors out there that can help me out to achieve the perfect look.
And you see where my concerns came in. We have two very capable people here who have explained the situation and what they would do. And she immediately was like, do you know what? No, I'm going to go off and do my own research. Bye. Which, unfortunately, was kind of presented as a very sensible thing. And I would always say, like, yes, do your research first. But it sounds more like they couldn't give me what I wanted, so I'm going to take more risks. Do more risky things to get the results I want, which I can't really sit here on my Chanel and say that that is a good idea. I think the best possible way to talk about that is personal risk.
Can I ask you an unrelated question? You're obviously a man of great style. What do you think of this?
You should never wear striped.
I know what the time. I know.
Yeah. Would you like to go shopping down Rodeo Drive today?
I do agree with Terry and Rodrigo that my shirt and tie don't match.
Who's that TV static? Go.
I'm not going to go shopping with Rodrigo. His taste is a little bit different than mine. I think I'm going to stay with what I do best. Have fun.
You are a very smart, good-looking man. You could do better.
Clocked at the pageant. Maybe he should go on the Swan.
Why aren't you making it to the pageant?
The Signet girl. No, the
Hi,
Gosling.
how are you? Hi, I'm here to see Dr. Dubrow. I just had my surgery yesterday.
Okay.
I feel amazing.
Right.
I wouldn't even know that I had surgery if it wasn't for the actual incisions. Hi.
Oh.
Hello.
Hey, Dr. Bro.
How are you?
I'm good.
Hey, my man. How are you?
Good.
Was that the most painful experience you ever had in your life?
I don't
or what?
remember anything.
Wow. How's the pain now?
I get a little bit of pain on my left, but other than that, I mean, it's nothing.
You're a stud.
So I can hit the gym.
Yeah, you can go. I'll see you. So we made the incision and peeled off that badly scarred skin. As we were doing that, we noticed this sort of trunk-like tissue.
Oh, stop it.
And so rather than go right through
She's
it,
part elephant,
we
girls.
went above it. And as soon as we did that, we came across this white, cheesy material.
Willkommen auf dem Novimpia Käse essen deutschen Scheiße.
Belly button cheese.
Belly button cheese.
Very upsetting.
Yes.
That's kind of gross.
No, it was awesome.
It seems gross.
I never thought I'd say this, but I love belly button cheese. And then after dissecting out the structure with which it came
For some reason, I
from,
can cope with like surgery. I can cope with like pustulation, necrosis. The concept of body cheese is just like.
With which it came from, we realized it's your umbilical stalk.
Oh.
And made you a belly button out of your own natural belly button.
Awesome.
Well, what a long way to say
cool.
that.
Yeah, it's just amazing that he was able to find my belly button. So I'm really just stoked that there was something in there for him to work with and give me my belly button back.
I just want it to be alive. Anything alive today is a home run.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I really hope Katina's wound is looking clean
Tina.
and healthy, and that there's absolutely no signs of soft tissue infection or any
Tina.
flesh-eating disease.
Tina Burner. Oh. Bandage.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a stomach, right?
Yes.
That's what a stomach looks
I see
like.
the indentation for the belly button.
I'm extremely thankful that he was able to find her belly button, and I know she is just going to be so much happier.
Oh.
And in
Well,
turn,
that's the outcome, isn't it?
It's going to make our
Happiness.
family a lot happier.
Happiness. Happiness. Oh, the little belly button.
Hello.
How upsetting.
Yay! I know that Dr. Dubrow, he doesn't want to pump it up too much and then have something happen, but I'm really optimistic.
Well, he was on this one.
I feel like I'm getting fixed and I'm not going to have to worry about this anymore.
You know what this requires?
A selfie.
Who is doing this?
Oh.
No, me and your belly button.
Oh, you.
Oh, why make it weird? Why make it weird? Oh, the beach. Oh, I could go to the beach later. Oh, the beach.
I'm driving to the beach.
Oh, here she
I've
is.
got my shades on. I got my red t-shirt on. It's not the red one piece, but it's my version of getting closer to that.
Okay, right.
I'm
Maybe she
excited
didn't say
and
that she
nervous
wants to
to
get back
show my family and friends because I kind of kept it a secret.
Where's Nicole?
Surprise!
I can't wait to see her.
I've got
Why
no
did your mom
boobies.
invite us here today? She has a big surprise
Did?
for everyone. What is it? We'll see.
This procedure has definitely propelled me in the right direction to get where
Okay.
I
Oh, I
need
like
to be.
this little-
Before,
what is
I
that,
was
a
having
Jeep?
trouble losing
Is that what that
weight
is?
because of the big
A Jeep?
boobs, because I felt like I couldn't see any difference,
buggy?
and it was just discouraging. And now I feel like being healthy is one step closer. And it's great to show my kids.
Yes, I agree. A healthy outcome is a good outcome, isn't it? Oh, here she goes. Oh, of course they had to do the Baywatch womanly run. Oh, turn around and act shocked.
Notice anything different?
Yay, I want to
Delicate lady.
Oh my God.
I'm literally like half the size.
Wow.
Nicole's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody stare at my boobs. I can show my kids being fit.
She
and
sounds
being
really
healthy
happy.
and physical and emotional.
Oh, that's so important.
Staring at your boobs.
I
It's
know.
so funny.
It's a good party. I know. You should see the before and after pictures. Let me tell you, I'm
Well,
really
they will on this
happy
show.
with the size. I just got to get the rest of it going with it. I got to get it all going together. But it's a start.
And who's is it Katina now? Oh, the sun is setting on the woman on the go. Oh God, here we go. Right, 6 weeks later. Oh no, a sensual bra.
Before
a
the
tattoo,
surgery with Dr.
and
Dubrow,
some heels.
I couldn't picture myself being confident in a
Oh.
bikini ever. But now I can wear anything I want to wear. This
that's
bikini
the
makes me
goal.
feel so sexy. I feel like this is my payoff. Here's the proof of how hard I've worked. And I can't wait to show it off today
They used to. Are we having a sexy jacuzzi time? Oh, this is a bit much. The reveal.
You look great. Her belly looks so flat. She has a gorgeous belly button now.
This is a bit intimate, isn't it? To be like,
she's had a
here
belly
we are.
button, and
Out
she's
to the
glowing,
jacuzzi.
and I couldn't be happier.
I bet not. She
It's
looks great.
getting
He's like,
my whole body
Christmas
into
girl
water.
in your Christmas outfit.
I know. But when you can't take a bath, you can't submerge yourself in water for 1.5 years, that's a long time.
Last few summers without you.
That's true.
Hell, sitting on the sidelines watching life go by. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's been a long process, and my weight caused me to have the chest pains. I lost the weight, and then I had the surgery and thought, I'm gonna come out of this feeling sexy, and then I wasn't because I had the holes.
Champagne!
I really want to thank Dr. Dubrow for fixing what another surgeon messed up. Before I had the surgery, I had an alien belly, and now I look completely normal.
They do love to
And
pull up the
finally,
underwear though,
I
so you never
completed
see
everything
like
I
what
set
the
out to
actual
complete.
after looks
I'm
like,
healed.
don't they?
I'm good. You don't
That
have
is
to
a bit
worry
of a
about me
sneaky
anymore.
tactic.
Dr. Dubrow gave me my freedom back, and now I feel like there's nothing stopping me. 2 great adventures and nothing holding us back.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, what a lovely ending. Go, I've got some thoughts. Well, my lovelies, we have seen 3 very different stories in today's episode. We've seen one of them, which was around the idea of pursuing perfection that can kind of lead to taking risks, shall we say, but also under the guise of like, oh, to be fabulous forever, one must do all of that. I think that aside from that specific story, we've actually seen some pretty healthy relationships with plastic surgery in this episode. It is not about finding perfection. It is about seeking an enhancement to a situation to make your happiness present. And I feel like we saw that today, and I'm really happy that we did, because it's quite nice, isn't it? Isn't it nice to have a happily ever after on the Chanel? Usually, it's a bit darker than that, isn't it, my loves? No. Well, my lovelies, let me know what you think about what we've seen in today's episode, because I'm pretty sure that throughout this series, Jessica Alves makes multiple appearances, so I can't wait to see her again, because her story gets more and more bizarre. And with that, my lovelies, it's time for the Patreons. You can see yourselves scrolling past on the screen right here. Yes, you can. Today's Luxeria Lab subscriber shout out goes to Ruthness. Thank you so much for subscribing to my second channel here on YouTube, Luxeria Lab. That is my photography, travel, and tech channel. And I've got lots of things in the pipeline there. Honestly, I love it. I love having something else to keep my mind occupied and keep my sanity intact. If you want to subscribe to that channel, my loves, the link is in the description box below, and you might be featured in the next video's subscriber shout out. But my lovelies, I want to say a massive thank you to my top tier Patreons: Orkos Samoji, Ari Ardia X, Asgardians, Becky Johnson, Bex Max 3000, Cameron Pittman, Shell Herman, ContraPoints, Finch Dunham, James Azengirl, Jenny Wood, Leanne Jones, Lenore, Les Banana, Marzipan, Mo Sherman, Morgan LeVay, Ms. Kiss, Paola Rivera, Sky Dorim, Steffi Tech, and TNS Mum. And you know what, my lovelies? I think I'm going to leave it on the note of perfection is not actually a good thing. It is a little wiggly demon that doesn't ever shut up, at least the pursuit of perfection. Recognize it and say, I would like it, but it is unrealistic to expect perfection, so anything better than now is a step in the right direction. And I'll leave that with you, my lovelies, and I'll see you in the next one.